At the end of the 2011-12 season, just one player had scored more Premier League goals than Wayne Rooney, Arsenal's Robin van Persie. And so, when Manchester United manager Sir Alex Ferguson decided to sign the Dutch striker, many questioned if this would be the final straw in Rooney's sometimes complicated relationship with the club. Instead, however, it was a move that cemented his status as one of the most gifted Premier League players of all time, because the dynamic created revealed Wayne Rooney's real genius as a footballer. At the beginning of his career, Rooney emerged as a player capable of the spectacular. In 2002, with a last-minute winner against Arsenal, he became the Premier League's youngest ever goalscorer, 5 days before his 17th birthday. Arsene Wenger called him the biggest English talent he'd seen, by far. But that wasn't just because of his goals, it was because of his game intelligence. As he broke into David Moyes' 4-4-2 system at Everton, the real source of Rooney's talent was his ability to form partnerships with anyone. He played alongside traditional target men like Kevin Campbell and Duncan Ferguson, but he also shone alongside smaller, quicker forwards like Thomas Rosiński, who looked to run in behind. And with the England national team, it was the same. While the nation worried about how Sven-Göran Eriksson would get the best out of his abundance of midfield talent, Rooney's partnership with Michael Owen thrived. Although Rooney wore 9 and Owen wore 10 at Euro 2004, their actual roles were essentially inverted. Owen's renowned ability to run in behind forced defenders to retreat, creating space for Rooney to operate in front. And it was these dynamics that showed the first glimpse of Rooney's genius as a footballer. Yes, he was extremely talented, and yes, he scored goals with ease, but the thing that truly set him apart was his adaptability, his ability to change himself in order to form productive relationships with his teammates. It was, therefore, no surprise then when Rooney became the most expensive British teenager of all time, moving to Manchester United that same summer. But there, he found perhaps the exception to this rule. United finished third the season before Rooney joined. A young Cristiano Ronaldo had arrived the summer before but hadn't quite established himself yet, and while Paul Scholes, Roy Keane and Ryan Giggs were still central, the team was really built around Dutch striker Ruud van Nistelrooy, who was unwilling to surrender much of his influence to Rooney. Link play, like the type seen with Owen at England, was so limited that Rooney even joked that Van Nistelrooy's assist for his first United goal against Fenerbahce was the only pass he'd received from the Dutchman in their time together. When Van Nistelrooy left for Real Madrid in 2006, it represented the end of one era and the start of another. He'd scored 150 goals in 219 appearances for Manchester United, but his exit created the space for Rooney's genius to emerge. But not before Cristiano Ronaldo's. Ferguson had continued to add attacking talent during this time. Carlos Tevez, Nani and Dimitar Berbatov all arrived, and across 3 seasons between 2006 and 2009, this group made up a devastating front line that would rotate positions to great effect. United won the Premier League for 3 consecutive years. But while Rooney scored an impressive number of goals, the team was ultimately built around getting the best out of Ronaldo. This was most obviously on display in Europe, where Rooney once again sacrificed himself for the good of the team, often being trusted on the wings with Ji-sung Park to track opposition fullbacks, while Ronaldo was allowed to score the goals up front. Ronaldo became arguably the best player in the world at Manchester United, but he did so as part of a relationship with Rooney. And then, when Ronaldo moved to Real Madrid and Tevez joined arch-rivals Manchester City in the summer of 2009, Ferguson required another rebuild. But this time was different. While he still played in a 2 with forwards like Berbatov, Javier Hernandez and Danny Welbeck, Rooney shifted from supporting cast to main character. As the undisputed focal point of United's attack, his goal scoring skyrocketed. Were it not for an outstanding individual season by Didier Drogba, he would have won the Premier League Golden Boot in his first season as an out-and-out 9. Interestingly though, Rooney wasn't completely happy. His preferred role had always been number 10, as opposed to where Manchester United now needed him at 9. But, once again, he made it work. Over the next couple of years, Rooney racked up his best ever goal-scoring campaign and helped United to win a Premier League and reach another Champions League final. But after losing the 2011-12 Premier League title on goal difference to Manchester City, Ferguson once more asked Rooney to adapt. Like Van Nistelrooy, Robin van Persie had thrived in a side built for him at Arsenal. With Rooney so firmly the focal point at Manchester United, many questioned whether the two could work together. And the answer, of course, was a resounding yes. After some early teething issues, their understanding became telepathic. Off the pitch, they discussed tactics as they waited to pick up their children from the same school. On the pitch, the most famous symbol of their partnership was Rooney's pass and Van Persie's stunning volley against Aston Villa to secure the 2012-13 Premier League title. which was the last of Rooney's career. The physical toll of starting so young finally caught up with him. But with that last forward partnership, he revealed himself completely. The ultimate team player, a tactical Swiss Army knife, a player who might be remembered for his spectacle, but should be remembered for his adaptability, because that was Wayne Rooney's real genius. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Daniel Taylor, Ollie Kay, Amy Lawrence and James Horncastle. With the latest transfer news and insight on every Premier League football story that matters, theathletic.com puts you inside football. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.